Big day for Ethereum coming up on August 4th, 2021. It's a day that we've been waiting for a while. We're still in a new location. I'm still traveling. I might be in this office a couple more days, and then you might see me in a new place. But you know what? We're never going to miss a day. We're going to always keep talking about what's going on with crypto, what's going on in the stock market. And today we got a big announcement with regards to Ethereum, a couple of upgrades to the London hard fork, which is taking place on August 4th, 2021, Wednesday, August 4th. In addition to this, that is just the beginning, because we're going to be talking about a couple of things that are going on over the next couple of days and next couple of months for Ethereum, which are absolutely huge. And this is just the beginning. We have Bitstamp CEO who came out and said something surprising about Ethereum, where it's going in the future. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with SEC regulators, because the SEC chair just came out and said what he thinks about crypto, what their plan should be moving forward in terms of regulation. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about Bank of America, new plans they have there, and then at the end, we have something shocking with regards to a $2 trillion opportunity for the entire crypto market. A major institution just got involved, and this could mean hundreds of billions of dollars pouring into crypto. And this is big because crypto right now is only at a around the $1.6 trillion market cap. So this is all big. So we got a lot of cover today. We're going to keep it as quick, as to the point as possible. And if you guys enjoy this sort of content, please be sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Usually we do more edited videos, but I've been traveling, so we're doing live streams. And also, if you want to see exactly what I'm buying and selling in real time, well, then make sure to check out public.com. You can follow me on there completely for free. Use just public.com/Michael. You'll see exactly what I'm buying, selling, and I post a lot on there pretty much every single day about what's going on in crypto and the stock market. So let's get right into it. Right now, the crypto market is at a $1.57 trillion market cap, and things are looking pretty good right now for the market. Yes, we see that over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has taken a little bit of a hit. Bitcoin's down about 2.38%, Ethereum's down 4%, and for the most part, we're down just slightly over the last 24 hours. However, when you start looking at 7 days, things look very different. Over the last 7 days, we have seen everything still bounce back significantly. Ethereum's up 10%, Binance Coin's up 4%, XRP's up 11%, Cardano's up 8% over the last 7 days. This is all very exciting for crypto. Everyone who says, you know what, maybe this was a trap and maybe we shouldn't have gotten involved, maybe this was just a bit of a trap, we're going to see a downtrend. I don't think that's the case at all, because when we look at the technicals right now, 50-day moving average, 200-day moving average, things are still looking really good for crypto and the entire market in terms of the 50-day moving average, in terms of the 200-day moving average. The 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart, we are currently above that. For Bitcoin, Ethereum, we have seen multiple days in a row where we were in the green, and yes, we're always going to see a bit of a consolidation, but the thing with Bitcoin now, which is good, is that if we did see a bit of a bottom, maybe now we finally will have a higher bottom than we previously have had. We've been on a bit of a downtrend, but to finally break above that, we broke above $40,000 per coin, and finally, we're not dropping back down to $30,000 like we had seen. Yes, we're at $38,000, but if we look at where we were a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we were less than $30,000 per coin. So in terms of technicals, things are looking pretty good for the entire market, even though we are down just a little bit over the last couple of days. But the big news is what is going on with Bitstamp CEO. He came out and spoke about what is going on with Ethereum, something that is absolutely surprising, shocking, and this I think is really good for crypto. So what he said, Bitstamp CEO, one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, came out and said that he is absolutely blown away, if those are the words he would use, for the interest people have had, all of their customers have had in Ether staking, gearing up for Ethereum 2.0. And what we're talking about today's video, the highlights, are the London hard fork, which is taking place soon, but the big announcement, which has been on the minds of everyone lately, has been London hard fork. Ethereum is going to become more of a deflationary asset. But looking ahead, looking into the next couple of months, is ETH 2.0. ETH 2.0 is supposed to be 2022. We'll see what happens. But he says either way, even if it doesn't take place in 2022 and early 2022 like it's supposed to happen, right now we are seeing a lot of interest in Ether staking. And that is huge. We have seen recently that Coinbase has come out and said about ETH 2.0, you could finally stake your ETH for ETH 2.0. I got that notification about a month and a half, 2 months ago. So let me know what you guys have had. We'll check the chat at the end of the video. But I got that recently. I staked a lot of my Ethereum for ETH 2.0 because I'm not planning on selling it. Those of you who don't know, staking is essentially when you're just locking it up. You're getting a certain return on your investment. It's guaranteed, and it's just a way that you're locking it in. You're not going to be able to sell it. You'll get a specific return. That's the simplest, easiest way to think about it. But the CEO of Bitstamp says essentially he's been blown away by the amount of interest in Ether staking on their platform. And JP Morgan and Chase say that they believe it could be a $40 billion market industry in 5 years' time. The thing that's surprising about this, though, is Bitstamp CEO, he came out and said that not only are people allocating 5%, 10%, or a little bit of money into ETH 2.0 and staking their Ether. The big thing that's happening is that people on average are putting thousands of dollars. They're putting 50% of their holdings that they have in Ether into ETH 2.0. And this means that people believe in Ethereum long term. So right now, like we've talked about, Ethereum has its London hard fork. That's essentially taking place on August 4th, 2021. And it's going to make Ethereum a deflationary asset. It's going to limit the supply. It's going to start burning some coins. So that is good. But ETH 2.0 is essentially what's going to take place down the road. And Bitstamp CEO says people are staking their Ethereum more than they have ever done in the past. And this shows just how confident people are in Ethereum long term and just how much confidence people have in Ethereum versus other coins. Because instead of keeping their money in regular Ethereum, they're saying, I believe this long term. I don't care if I can't sell it for months. I don't care about that. I believe in Ethereum long term, and that shows that people really believe in what Ethereum is doing with NFTs, smart contracts, decentralized finance applications, what they're doing for moving from proof of work to proof of stake. People like what is going on with Ethereum. So that is good. That's what's going on with Ethereum 2.0. We all know what's going on with Ethereum London hard fork upgrades. We've talked about that a lot. That's taking place on August 4th, 2021. And that's going to be what is going on with making Ethereum more of a deflationary asset. A couple of smaller upgrades. If you want to see more about that, I'll link the video from yesterday. We went everything all into the details of the 4 specific upgrades for this London hard fork, which is taking place on August 4th, 2021. In addition to this, one other thing with Ethereum before we continue on with very important things with the regulators is what is going on with Ethereum mining, because everyone remembers what happened in China with Bitcoin mining, how Bitcoin mining was banned in China. But the interesting thing that's happening now is that Ethereum, ever since Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining was banned in general in China, we had seen that the difficulty drastically decreased for Bitcoin mining. We had seen that a lot of miners had to shut down operations. But the interesting thing is now Ethereum miner revenue has been higher than Bitcoin for the 3rd month in a row. In July of 2021, Ethereum miners brought in $1.03 billion in revenue during July, and Bitcoin miners brought in $978 million. This is important. It's not such a big difference, but this is important because over the last 3 months, we have seen consistently Ethereum miners generate more revenue than Bitcoin miners. That means that people are seeing that Ethereum is profitable to mine. It's going to encourage more miners to get involved in the space. Everything that happened in China with cryptocurrency mining being banned is getting more miners into the space as well. And all of these people, all this interest in Bitcoin mining and Ethereum mining is going to help push the price up. And right now we are seeing that people are choosing Ethereum over Bitcoin a lot of times when people are getting into cryptocurrency mining. You can see Ethereum miner revenue monthly has officially surpassed Bitcoin in the last 3 months, and it has done so all of the last 3 months. So that is very exciting. And then lastly with Ethereum, one thing I do want to just make sure everyone knows about is August 4th. Well, it says August 5th, but originally supposed to take August 4th. The big thing was with EIP 1559. Just to touch on this one more time, why August 4th is such a big day for Ethereum is because that is the day that we're going to see a couple of upgrades take place to the software, to Ethereum. And it's big because Ethereum, one of the biggest concerns from institutional investors is that they like Bitcoin because it has a hard cap. 21 million supplies, that's what always is going to be. It's never going to be more than 21 million. So with this upgrade taking place on August 4th, 2021 for Ethereum, it makes Ethereum more of a deflationary asset, not just an unlimited supply anymore. It's like there's going to be more coins being burned every time it is mined. Essentially makes it more of a deflationary asset, which is going to make it more attractive to institutional investors. We talked about this in the video the other day, how institutional investors are going to start picking Ethereum more than Bitcoin because of this, and a lot of them are already doing so. They see that Ethereum has a lot more use cases with smart contracts, with NFTs. Mark Cuban has said, if people want to buy an NFT, all they're going to know is Ethereum. So this is very exciting. All these upgrades combined, many experts are saying, could push Ethereum's price well over $10,000 per coin by the end of this year even. It's very possible, especially with everything going on. So that's what's going on with Ethereum. I know we talked about a lot, but I wanted to cover pretty much everything. If you want a little more details on what's going on with ETH 2.0, I covered that in the video the other day. So I'll link that down below. Next up, and I'll make sure to check out the comments at the end of the video, don't worry about that. But next up, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with regulators, because we've seen a lot going on in the US with regulators, the SEC, the Federal Reserve, and a couple of other major government bodies in the US talking about crypto, putting taxes on crypto, putting, new pieces of information in bills that could hurt crypto even more. So the interesting thing about this is that the SEC has come out in the last couple of days. SEC Chief Gary Gensler came out and says that crypto will become mainstream in the future only if clear rules are in place. And he said ultimately he plans on having robust regulations in the crypto market, tighter regulations, but he says ultimately, even though there's going to be tighter regulations, even though that that is something he believes in, he thinks that is the only way we're going to see crypto go mainstream. And we've talked about this a couple of times, but essentially Gary Gensler is important because he has taught cryptocurrency courses, blockchain courses at MIT for years. He had taught it in the past. Now he is the new SEC chief, and people thought when he was involved with the SEC that it would be great for crypto. He had taught crypto at MIT, it would be all great. But that's not exactly the case. Yes, he likes crypto. He's taught it for multiple years at MIT. But he says ultimately he thinks there needs to be regulations in place to help it go mainstream. He's compared it to essentially what happened with cars. He said, look, when people first started driving, when there were first cars and vehicles on the road, there weren't rules for seatbelts. There wasn't always, stop signs and all these different regulations, restrictions put in place. People were just given cars, they could drive whatever. But over time, government laid out clear rules for the road, road signs, lights, seatbelt rules, made things safer, made sure that people, were safer, but also making sure that there were rules in place so everyone followed and people didn't get hurt. So that was what's going on. He compared that to what's going on with crypto. Right now, there's been a lot of crypto scams that have happened. Billions of dollars lost. People have been scammed out of money. And the SEC's main goal is to make sure that people are protected, to prevent fraud, to make sure they're not trying to say, look, we want to regulate everything, we want to make this difficult. They're saying, look, there's been lots of scams in crypto. We want to make sure people are protected from fraud, and that is ultimately his goal. So yes, he has taught crypto before. He has taught about blockchain at MIT. People thought this would be all great, and you know what? Ultimately, even though he's putting regulations in place, this will help crypto long run, because the only way institutional investors are going to get involved is when we start to see regulations in place. They want to know it's safe. People want to know their money's protected. And for example, like if a brokerage goes out of business or goes bankrupt, people want to make sure that they're not going to lose all of their money. Let's say you're trading with a company. You have a lot of this is insured by the federal government up to a certain amount. Right now with crypto, it doesn't work that way. So with these regulations they're putting in place, they've talked specifically about 7 different things. He said with regards to cryptocurrency, with regards to stable coins, I'm trying to find the exact ones, cryptocurrency, stable coins, central bank digital currencies, NFTs, I believe, and a couple of others. I just can't seem to find the specific wording of it. But essentially, easiest way to think about it is anything related to crypto, they want to make sure there are specific guidelines in place for digital currencies, for cryptocurrency, that's going to make sure that people are protected, prevent against fraud, because that is the biggest thing. The 7 areas of the market, he says, are decentralized finance, like including decentralized finance, stable coins,